safety of students among the protests on its campus.
The House passes legislation to ban TikTok in the United States.
And Uber ranks Austin as one of the most forgetful cities in the nation. This is Texas News Primetime.
News made for Longhorns.
Good evening, I'm Sophia Kurz.
And I'm Michelle Tamayo. Thank you for joining us tonight.
For on-campus news, students continue to protest as university leaders move to comply with the state's diversity, equity, and inclusion ban after the university fired about 60 staff members and closed several DEI-related offices to comply with SB 17, the state's anti-DEI bill. UT Austin students created a protest movement called quote, "Not Our Texas," end quote, and have been participating and hosting protests during the past month. Last Monday, over 200 students performed a virtual sit-in by entering a virtual faculty council meeting conducted by University President Jay Hartzell. Students logged onto the meeting with a black background that read, quote, "No DEI, not our Texas," in red letters on Instagram. Not Our Texas is planning to host a rally in solidarity of the first UT staff this Thursday noon at the UT Tower. The post currently has over 885 likes. On Thursday, Austin City Council voted to amend the building code to ban the construction of windowless bedrooms. This change goes into effect on May 20th. By not needing a window, developers could build more bedrooms, housing more students and pocketing more rent. The main reason for doing this is because of fire safety hazards. Having a window could provide an exit in an emergency. This code affects West Campus, as most apartments have been built there. On Tuesday, UT Austin President Jay Hartzell visited Capitol Hill to meet with members of Texas's congressional delegation in order to seek support for the university's artificial intelligence initiatives. According to the Austin American-Statesman, 4 months ago, the University of Texas said 2024 would be, quote, "the year of AI," end quote. In fact, last year, UT launched a Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence, the only master's degree program in AI from a top-ranked institution. On Capitol Hill, Hartzell encouraged leaders to invest in public artificial intelligence and support UT's advancements in AI research and AI workforce development. Hartzell said the investment, if needed to make universities like UT competitive against artificial intelligence in the private sector. During Hartzell's visit, UT burnt orange advertisements were unveiled at 2 metro stations, promoting UT as, quote, "the epicenter of AI excellence," end quote.
For Austin News, 2024 is a crucial election year. Though the presidential election is still 6 months away, here in Austin, early voting opened today for local elections. On this ballot, voters will choose the next mayor, city council members, propositions, school district board of trustees, and more. Early voting ends April 30th and election day is May 4th. Voters can attend polls around Austin and, as usual, here on UT's campus at the LBJ School of Public Affairs and the Flon Academic Center. Austin is deploying a guaranteed income program that would give 100 families an additional financial boost each month. The Austin City Council decided to set aside $1.3 million in aid to give to lower-income families around Austin. However, a similar initiative from Harris County in Houston has been facing opposition from State Attorney General Ken Paxton, who claims that taxpayer money shouldn't be, quote, "redistributed with no accountability or reasonable expectation of a general benefit," end quote. Researchers who studied the results of these initiatives found that the programs proved to be helpful is allowing families to buy necessities. Austin City Council approved a plan on Thursday to build a wishbone bridge across Lady Bird Lake. The project, developing for 6 years now, plans to make it safer and more accessible for pedestrians and bike riders. The bridge will form near the Longhorn Dam and has received $23 million in funding, including a $4.1 million grant from the federal government.
For Texas News, Attorney General Ken Paxton could be facing punishment for attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election. A Texas appeals court has ruled against Paxton, with the Attorney General now facing potential punishment from the State Bar of Texas for making false claims of fraud. The State Bar has not commented on this ruling, but Paxton could face anything from a written admonition to disbarment or suspension. A 10-year-old boy in Nixon, Texas, has confessed to using his grandfather's gun to shoot a man that was sleeping in his RV in 2022. The case had gone cold until the principal of Nixon Consolidated ISD heard of the student threatening to assault and kill another student, leading to a threat assessment. School district officials also told the deputy that the child made comments about shooting and killing a man 2 years ago. The child confessed to the crime and will not be facing criminal charges due to his age at the time of the shooting. However, he was taken to a psychiatric hospital in San Antonio for evaluation and treatment. The FBI has altered of over 2,000 fraudulent text messages claiming that drivers owe money to unpaid toll tag charges. The Houston branch of the FBI has posted examples of fraudulent text messages so that you know what you look for if targeted. You can find the examples on X, formerly known as Twitter, at FBI Houston. Additionally, the Central Texas Regional Mobility Authority has instructed drivers to check their accounts on the official toll service website before clicking suspicious links or sharing financial information. Now with the latest in national news, we have Miss Hope Vanderberg. Hope, please catch us up.
Thanks, Sophia. After 5 days of protests, Columbia University President Nemat Shafiq announced that classes will be held online as university leaders meet to discuss the pro-Palestine protests and the safety of students. These protests have risen in college campuses throughout the United States and have raised concerns over the safety of Jewish students. The White House responded, claiming that while students have the right to peaceful protest, they will not stand for the anti-Semitism and violence towards Jewish students. Additionally, President Joe Biden further denounced the, quote, blatant anti-Semitism, end quote, on college campuses. A man who set himself on fire outside of the Donald Trump trial has been declared dead over the weekend. The trial was taking place in New York City. The jury selection had just been completed when the man distributed pamphlets, then, quote, doused himself in accelerant, end quote, and set himself on fire. The man was seen outside of the Manhattan courthouse earlier that week and had flown in from Florida. The Supreme Court of the United States is set to hear arguments on whether laws limiting homelessness are unconstitutional because unhoused people are being punished. Policies nationwide are at risk of being reshaped in years to come. A small city in Oregon wonders whether ticketing people who live on the streets is, quote, cruel and unusual punishment, end quote, violating the Eighth Amendment. Homeless people nationwide are alarmed by efforts to be criminalized rather than city and state officials building more shelters and affordable housing to combat the growing number of homeless people. Continuing
on with the latest in world news, we have Hope Vanderberg again. Catch us again.
Thank you so much, Michelle. The House passed legislation Saturday that would ban TikTok in the United States. This is not the first time that we have seen legislation like this put before Congress. This bill is different, however, because instead of a 6-month deadline, TikTok would have roughly 9 months to sell, and that deadline can be extended by the White House for a period of up to 90 days. Another factor that's shaking things is how House Republicans inserted the TikTok bill into a larger foreign aid package. Bundling the bill with foreign aid to Ukraine and Israel makes it harder for lawmakers to oppose the bill. Senators could try to strip out the TikTok legislation, but it is currently viewed as unlikely. Congress has had trouble building bipartisan support for aid to Ukraine, but that changed Saturday as the House of Representatives approved a $95 billion package for the war-torn country. The package includes aid to Taiwan and to Israel, angering some pro-Palestine Democrats. It also includes sanctions on Iran, Russia, and China, and an ultimatum for TikTok owner ByteDance to sell its stake within a year or potentially have the app banned in the United States. The bill's package was in the House. The package in the House was a win for Biden, but a risky move for Republican Speaker Mike Johnson. It is now moving on to the Senate. The Dutch Data Protection Authority, or DPA, issued a statement saying that the Dutch government may be forced to stop using Facebook over privacy concerns. That statement outlines that the government cannot rely on Facebook pages to communicate with its citizens. The Dutch DPA chairman, Aleid Wolfson, stated that, quote, "The fact that this can involve information about children and young people makes this even more important. They are vulnerable to online and need extra protection," end quote.
When we come back, Tesla is recalling nearly 4,000 Cybertrucks. Primetime will be right back.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Primetime. Up next in the world of STEM, TSTV News' Sophia Kurz has the latest.
Thank you, Michelle. Tesla is recalling nearly 4,000 Cybertrucks due to an issue with the accelerator sticking in place when being pushed down, causing unintended acceleration. According to the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, an estimated 100% of the trucks being recalled are said to be affected by the issue. The recall includes all 2024 Cybertruck vehicles manufactured from November 13th, 2023 to April 4th, 2024. At the Senior Bowl, an NCAA Bowl game 2 years ago, the head of a well-known football company, Alex Shada, saw the opportunity to supply coach-to-player helmet communication like the company had been supplying to the National Football League for the last decade. Shada said the potential of a faster form of communication that would set college players up for the NFL when the time came. The NCAA Football Rules Committee is likely to propose the use of coach-to-player sideline communication this week. The exact rules are still up in the air, but during the bowl games where it was tested, the communication was turned off within 15 seconds of remaining on the play clock or when the ball is snapped. The City of Los Angeles is using AI to identify and allocate aid to residents facing homelessness. The service, which launched in 2021, has helped nearly 800 individuals and families at risk of homelessness. The model uses data provided by the state, including emergency room visits and even from the criminal justice system. After analyzing the patterns with those experiencing homelessness, the AI is able to make a list of individuals at risk so the state can reach out. So far, over 800 individuals have been helped, with 86% of participants retaining permanent housing.
For Life and Arts, hits by two Latin artists were inducted into the National Recording Registry at the Library of Congress. The songs Amor Eterno by Juan Gabriel and El Cantante by Héctor Lavoe made history as they were selected to be preserved last Tuesday. Latino musicians make up less than 5% of inducted titles in the Library of Congress, but a Texas representative was part of a larger effort in changing this statistic. Representative Joaquin Castro and the Congressional Hispanic Caucus have received hundreds of suggestions from the public and submit those titles for consideration. Uber, one of the largest ride-sharing apps, came out with the Lost and Found Index on Wednesday. It ranks cities as most forgetful, meaning a city where its people tend to forget wallets, phones, luggage, and more. Austin ranked number 10 on the list, making it the third Texas city on the list. Dallas and Houston led in the top 5. And according to Uber, the most unique items left included a rat skeleton prop, a framed Taylor Swift autograph, and a tray of meat pie. Happy Earth Day, Longhorns! Didn't get the chance to celebrate today? The university and various student organizations are hosting Earth Day events all week long. UT Farm Stand will be hosting an on-campus market at Jester Plaza Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The 40 Acres Earth Day Fair will be held Thursday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. on East Mall. For a complete list of events, visit the University of Texas at Austin's sustainability webpage.
When we come back, Samantha Pearl will join us for Press Box on Primetime. We'll be right back.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
The Formula One Chinese Grand Prix was held this past weekend in Shanghai. Samantha Pearl joins us now with the latest.
The Chinese Grand Prix occurred this weekend. Can you recap what happened, Sam?
Yeah, so I will give the highlights of the race, and this was the 5th race since the start of the season. Here we go. All right, at the race start, lights are out. Fernando Alonso in the blue drives for Aston Martin. He's in the inside line. And that is, here we go. And Fernando Alonso, his tire grip runs out, but he has traction. And Alonso is able to make it in 2nd place. Lap 5. Max Verstappen still in 1st. Alonso, he's still in 2nd. but Perez, wheel to wheel with him, passes. Lap 7, Lando Norris, can he make it to third? Yes, he did. He goes to third and passes Perez. Lap 9, Leclerc is in 7. He goes into the slipstream and takes 6th place. Lap 11, Charles Leclerc again. In the slipstream, pulls out of it and makes it to 5th. Lap 14, Max Verstappen for Red Bull pits. And Sergio Perez, who's also for Red Bull, right behind him. And Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc are in the 1-2. Lap 21, Valtteri Bottas. His engine went out. Here's the replay right there. The virtual safety car is deployed, and he's out. Lap 26, Stroll and Ricciardo, they made contact, and green flag is waved. And because of this, there was a restart. Still in lap 27, at the restart, we're seeing everyone doing just fine, but then Yuki Tsunoda spins and Magnussen makes contact with him. Here's that replay right there. Big crash. Looks like a big puncture. Not good for the RB team. Lap 34, Magnussen and Stroll, wheel to wheel. And can Stroll claim his place? Yep. And lap 48, Alonso, he had a tire change to the medium tires, and he has DRS enabled. Can he move it to 10th? He did. Lap 49, more contact right there in the gravel. Fernando Alonso, there we go. And Alonso looks like he's about to pass Lewis Hamilton. Can he do it? Yes, he did. And lap 50, Alonso, can he pass Piastri? And finally, lap 56, Max Verstappen wins the 58th Formula One Grand Prix. And Lando Norris comes in second and Perez in third. This win for Red Bull makes it their 4th of the season, minus Verstappen not getting on the podium in the Australian Grand Prix a few weeks ago. It's also notable that during the sprint race on Saturday, Max Verstappen claimed his team's 100th pole position. Very impressive. On that note, I'd like to go over the driver standings so far. Verstappen, who's in first, has 110 points for Red Bull. Perez, in second, has 85 points for Red Bull. Charles Leclerc, in third, has 76 for Ferrari. And Carlos Sainz, in fourth, has 69 points, also for Ferrari. And finally, Lando Norris, in fifth, has 58 points for McLaren. And if you want to tune into the next race, it's the Miami Grand Prix, and it'll be on May 5th at 3 p.m. You can watch it at ESPN.
Thanks for your insight, Sam. Coming up, Taylor Swift's double album dropped last week. We'll be right back.
(13) of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Next, we're going to hear about the latest in the world of entertainment. Paisley Porter joins us now to spill the tea.
But before that, we would like to quickly interrupt with a special news report.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a TSTV News special report.
Tonight, we wanted to take the time to honor our 3 graduating seniors, Michelle Tamayo, Samantha Pearl, and Sophia Kurz. Michelle has been a part of Texas News Primetime for the past 2 years. She always brings a productive yet fun energy to the studio. She is an incredibly hard worker and a great team player. We are going to miss her so much, but we wish her the best of success in her future endeavors.
A relatively new addition to the news department, Samantha Pearl joined us at the start of this semester, joining us from TSTV Sports. She's been an incredible addition to our staff, bringing an important perspective, especially to our sports coverage, and she's also on more than one occasion been a lifesaver filling in for our usual tech director when he was unavailable. Basically, probably she was the only reason that the show even made it on the air those 2 weeks. So we appreciate her work immeasurably, and we can't wait to see what she does next.
Sophia Kurz has been a part of TSTV for the past 3 years, stepping up recently this semester as our fearless news director. There are not enough words to begin to describe the impact that Sophia has had on all of us in our individual reporting and getting our show on the air every single week. We are going to miss her so incredibly much, and we wish her the best of success in graduate school next year.
We're also never going to be able to forget all the memories she gave us during our pre-production and pitch meetings, all the tales of her love life, all the pivotal moments, let's say, and just the energy it brought to the newsroom really lightened it up and made Texas News Primetime a very special place. And I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to replace that. But yes, we wish her the best of luck in all her future endeavors, and we know that she'll do amazing things just as she's done here at TSTV. All right, that's it for us for this TSTV News special report.
Back to you, Michelle and Sophia.
That's just crazy. That was very sweet. Thank you.
I hate to transition. Over in the entertainment world, Miss Taylor Swift released her 11th studio album called The Tortured Poets Department at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday, midnight in New York, of course. Welcome to New York, I guess. However, about 2 hours later, Taylor revealed that it was a double album and released an additional 15 songs, which she kind of titled The Anthology.
This album was heavily anticipated. Could you tell us about the days, weeks, months leading up to the album?
Absolutely. So much to uncover here. My favorite is the Spotify pop-up library installation that happened in Los Angeles. So many things there were giving fans hints of what could be included on the album. My favorite was a tambourine with kind of like a lace kind of scarf on it, which was kind of
like an homage to Stevie Nicks.
An homage to Stevie Nicks, which is of course to be expected after last year. Stevie Nicks thanked Taylor Swift for her song You're On Your Own Kid, which came out on the Midnight's album, kind of symbolizing her relationship with Christine McPhee, her longtime best friend and sister in Fleetwood Mac. And then Stevie Nicks, of course, was named in Clara Bow, Taylor Swift's song on the new album. So I was really hoping for a little partnership. I love them both. I saw Stevie Nicks in concert a couple weeks ago, and then today's actually the 1-year anniversary of me singing the Eras Tour, as well as Sophia. We went to the same night, which is just such Swiftie sisterhood moment.
It really is. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Paisley. That's your Monday briefing. For the last time, I'm Sophia Kurz.
And I'm Michelle Tamayo. Thank you all of us at TST News, and thank you for watching and being a part of my life for the past 2 years.
Now go out and change your world.